Hey everybody, HomeSliceHenry here, and welcome to Season 9 of Pokemon Go Battle League. With the start of the new season today, there were a bunch of move updates with moves getting buffed or nerfed, as well as a bunch of Pokemon getting access to new moves. And today we are taking a look at one of those. We are taking a look at COFAGRIGUS in the Great League Remix Cup. Now, COFAGRIGUS just got access to Shadow Claw as the fast move, which is an incredible improvement over Astonish. So without further ado, let's hop into the matches. These are some of my first matches of the season in the Great League Remix Cup, and let's take a look at the newly buffed COFAGRIGUS in action. Picking up a pretty neutral lead here versus Beedrill. As you can see, the poison jabs are of course resisted. I decided to make a call. I call the bait. It is the X-Scissor, and that is absolutely fantastic for us. I decided to go for the bait myself. Probably should have just Shadow Balled here, but we're able to get the shield, which is very nice. And now I'm in a pretty comfortable position where if I want to, I can shield up their Drill Run, and I'll be able to get to a move. I opt to again go for the Dark Pulse. This should be just about Dark Pulse range, and we're able to take it out and win the lead. They bring in Registeel, and as you can see, this is an ABB style team with the back two Pokemon both being weak to ground, basically weak to Nidoqueen, so the goal being to try and bait out the Nidoqueen if there is one, so that way the Registeel won't have to face it. And since they bring in a Registeel of their own, I safe switch into my Nidoqueen to attempt to lure out any potential ground types in the back, but instead it's a Cresselia. Either way, something that COFAGRIGUS does very, very well against. They go for Grass Knot, again that doesn't KO, and we're actually able to farm down and get off a Poison Fang. This is really, really nice, because with the Poison Fang debuff, I believe a Focus Blast from our own Registeel should be enough to KO. And since our defense is not debuffed, a Focus Blast does not one-shot from this range, so we can definitely let that go. We're totally fine, and we go straight for the Focus Blast. We are not baiting here. Our lose con at this point is them calling the bait. They do decide to shield it up, but at this point we are in a very commanding position. As we can shield this up, they will not be able to lock on us down in time, and we will be able to reach the Focus Blast, which is going to be enough to take out the opposing Registeel and give us the win. So right off the bat, the tremendously improved energy generation from Shadow Claw over Astonish allows us to win the lead, and we're able to get the alignment that we want and win the game. Alright, and as you can see, we're hopping into our second set here, because in the first set, after the first battle, I ended up facing a bunch of under-leveled Pokemon, so I didn't really feel like adding those. Alright, COFAGRIGUS into Superior, fairly neutral matchup, but they Leaf Tornado and they get the debuff. That is terrible for us. I'm a little worried it's Leaf Tornado Frenzy Plant, so I shield it up, and they're running Leaf Tornado Aerial Ace. So this must not be a Community Day Superior, as they are running Leaf Tornado Aerial Ace, and the fact that they're staying in here makes me think they could potentially be weak in the back to Nidoqueen. We're going to eat that Leaf Tornado and farm down. And they bring in a Shadow Shiny Arcanine. So a very cool spice pick on the first day. I go for the Earth Power right away. Probably a mistake. If you're bringing a Shadow Shiny Arcanine is glassy enough as is. You're probably going to be shielding it. As you can see, the Poison Fang almost takes it out. I'm going to try and snipe it with the Shadow Claw here, which we're able to do. That is huge. And it all depends what they have in the back. And as you can see, it's a Wigglytuff, which unfortunately does wall COFAGRIGUS, but we have two great responses to Wigglytuff in the back. So even though Nidoqueen is dead, Registeel comes in and the opponent sees the writing on the wall and concedes the match. Hopping into the next match against Debilly Bravebird, a member of Shrady's Discord and a member of the community. So very cool to face someone who I know on the first day of Go Battle League in the new season. They're going to save switch into Obstagoon, and we're going to bring out the Nidoqueen. And Nidoqueen should hopefully do pretty well here, so long as they don't get the boost, which they didn't quite yet, and we're able to lower their defense. So the second one should come really close to taking them out. Again, Nidoqueen gets pretty low, but the nice thing is they're going to have a tough time poison jabbing us down because of our typing. And now my guess is they probably bring in their own Shadow Nidoqueen here, and I'm trying to build up to the move, and they do a really nice snipe with their own COFAGRIGUS. Very nicely done, and now I should have the alignment that I need to win the game, although it would have been so nice to get off a Poison Fang. We're going to call this, it's just the Dark Pulse, so I'm thinking, you know what, hopefully we should be in a pretty good spot here. What we'll need to do is get off some flash cannon damage, and then we should be okay. Now here, I make a mistake. I figured he was going to bait again, but he goes straight for the Shadow Ball, and we're just not able to get there. So a huge mistake by me. He's going to bring in his Shadow Nidoqueen and throw. I call the bait. So huge bait call, but the issue is, unfortunately, our defense is debuffed and we have no way to switch out. We're able to land, does very big damage. COFAGRIGUS does very well against Nidoqueen, Shadow or otherwise, but with our defense being lowered, the opposing COFAGRIGUS is going to be able to Shadow Claw us all the way down, and we lose with 2 shields. So we were in a winning position there, but unfortunately, a good play by my opponent and a poor play by me ended up costing us the match. All right, COFAGRIGUS into Shadow Victory Bell. Let's test COFAGRIGUS' bulk. This is a really, really good demonstration. As you can see, the Razor Leaf's hurt, but COFAGRIGUS has some okay bulk to it. We're able to get the shield, and now we bring in our Nidoqueen. We throw the Poison Fang, and we lose CMP, even if this is an Acid Spray, which it is. Absolute Man of Culture running Acid Spray, by the way. We have to shield it up, and we're going to be going for the Poison Fang to take them out, and they bring in a Shadow Houndoom. I'm not going to be able to get to the Earth Power, but what this tells me is it's probably a triple Shadow team. So my guess is possibly a Charmer in the back, and again, we're able to snipe with COFAGRIGUS. They have Shadow Gardevoir in the back. We're able to get off the Dark Pulse here, and Dark Pulse should be able to get that last shield, and as you can see, the Shadow Claws really add up on the Shadow Gardevoir, and we are going to comfortably be able to bring in the Registeel, and Registeel is going to be able to land the Flash Cannon and take them out, and that is going to be a good game. You love to see it. Hopping into the next match, leading COFAGRIGUS into another Beedrill. And the nice thing about this matchup is, since we are going to be resisting the fast moves, then we don't really have to worry about the first drill run. It does a decent amount, but again, COFAGRIGUS has some pretty decent bulk to it. It's not like an absolute OP bulky monster, but it's pretty nice. And they bring in a Crustle, and I'm going to save switch into the Nidoqueen, because if they have any kind of a Nidoqueen of their own in the back, I need to bait it out. They go for the Rock Slide. That's really not going to be doing a whole lot for them, and we are just going to go for these Poison Fangs. We're able to get the shield, which is very nice, and now we're trying to get to the Earth Power, and we should be able to get the second shield or take them out. And they commit the second shield. That is huge for us. They throw, and at this point, I'm totally fine with letting this go. I will take my 2 shield advantage, and we'll be in a pretty good spot. We bring in Registeel here, and Registeel absolutely walls Crustle. There's not a thing Crustle can do to us, so we are really, really comfy here. We land the Flash Cannon, and they have a Lapras in the back, and I'm thinking, you know what? I try and switch on the Surf. Unfortunately, they don't throw there. I could have just taken it out with Registeel, but I'm trying to feature COFAGRIGUS, so let's see how COFAGRIGUS does in a matchup like this. We're going to be going for the Shadow Ball, and that's one nice thing. COFAGRIGUS does hit pretty hard, which is fantastic. So it has decent bulk, it hits pretty hard. Dark Pulse being the bait move means that, unfortunately, it's not as spammy as one might like, but it has Shadow Claw, one of the best fast moves in the game. So even though it doesn't have the cheapest charge moves around, it still generates energy pretty quickly. All right, hopping into the next match. Let's see, we have COFAGRIGUS into Jirachi. Oh man, it's a surprise to see Jirachi running around with this meta being very heavy with a lot of dark and ghost types. Doesn't feel like Jirachi would have a lot of play unless you line it into a Nidoqueen, but as you can see here, COFAGRIGUS absolutely destroys Jirachi. We can go for the Dark Pulse bait. That's totally fine by us. We are absolutely thriving here. And we're going to be going for the Dark Pulse there, and they're going to switch into a Hitmonchan, and we have Nidoqueen to disagree with that decision. Even if they Ice Punch here, we're fine. We don't have to worry about the Ice Punch. It's a Fire Punch, interestingly enough, and now we're just going to be going straight for that Earth Power. Hitmonchan is not the tankiest. Earth Power will be taking it out. And they have a Mudshot Flygon in the back, so very cool. Unfortunately, Mudshot is significantly spammier than Dragon Tail, but we can bring in the COFAGRIGUS here, and we should be able to reach the Shadow Ball before they reach their second Dragon Claw, and then from there, we'll just be able to Shadow Claw down the Jirachi and get the win. So again, a pretty comfortable win here. COFAGRIGUS looking very nice. Just for a little bit of a flex, we decided to catch the Doom Desire onto the Registeel. I mean, why not? And then the opponent sees the writing on the wall and concedes the match. All right, so I believe we're now 3-0 in this set. Hopping into the next match, COFAGRIGUS into Hypno. Now these confusions do hit for neutral, but we do outpace. So we are going to be able to get to a move. I opt to go for the Dark Pulse bait, thinking there's no way they call it. They actually call it, so I try and catch what I think is going to be a Shadow Ball onto the Nidoqueen, but they bait with a Thunder Punch. That's incredible, and then we're able to Poison Jab down. And when they bring in a Machamp, that tells me they must be very weak to Nidoqueen in the back, because Machamp is in no way a Nidoqueen counter. I do have 2 shields, but it's a Machamp, so I don't have to respect that cross chop, and instead, we are going to overfarm by just a little bit, and we're able to farm down before they get to a move, and it is normal cast form in the back. So normal cast form, a very cool spice pick. I'm going to be going straight for the Earth Power. Let's see if we can get that second shield, and then after that, you know what? Let's see if we can beat a normal type with COFAGRIGUS. Alright, I think we'll need the 2 Dark Pulses. We have a lot of shields, and Shadow Claw generates energy pretty quickly. So let's see if we can take out a normal type with COFAGRIGUS. So we're going to be going for the Dark Pulse. Dark Pulse does not take it out, but so long as we commit the shield, we are going to be able to get to the second Dark Pulse, and that will secure us the win and move us to 4-0 in this set. So I will admit, using COFAGRIGUS took a bit to adjust to, but after I kind of got the hang of it, this was my 3rd set using it, it started to go really, really well. And hopping into the last match, into a shiny Nidoking, and that is too soon to be an Earth Power. That is just going to be the Sand Tomb, so we don't have to worry about the Sand Tomb. It's really not going to do a lot. They're going to save switch into Obstagoon, and the nice thing is we have Nidoqueen, and Nidoqueen does very, very well against Obstagoon. They're not throwing, which is a little confusing. They farm all the way up, and I'm thinking this has to be the Hyper Beam. I shielded up, and they went for the Hyper Beam. An absolute mad lad trying to flip switch with Hyper Beam. You love to see the creativity. Unfortunately, I do know the counts, so I am able to shield it up. So now we have switch advantage. We're down a shield, but we have a massive energy lead. We are going to be going for the Poison Fang here. And we get the shield, so we're able to correctly bait the Nidoking, and now we go straight for the Earth Power, hoping for the kill shot, and we get it. It takes them out. They have an Emolga in the back, and they are going to be conceding the match as well. So all in all, I really enjoyed using COFAGRIGUS in the Great League Remix Cup. I wouldn't necessarily say it's top meta, but it feels like a very strong off-meta addition, so long as you have coverage against dark types. Because as you'll notice from the moveset, Dark Pulse and Shadow Ball as the charge moves, and it can also in Psychic. It is helpless against dark types, so if you're running a team with COFAGRIGUS, you need to make sure that your back Pokemon at the very least have neutral or favorable matchups against dark types, because if you get switch locked in, it's going to get pretty rough. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you're enjoying the content, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And a special thank you, as always, to our members here on YouTube. The support you guys provide is absolutely incredible. So thank you guys oh so very much. And until next time, I've been HomeSliceHenry.